Hello, and welcome to HappyTravelHacks.com. I'm the creator of the site, Jeff Billings, and I made this video as an introduction to what my site contains, a personal story driving the mission of the site, and some useful tips and tricks I've picked up along the way. Now, the worst mistake I ever made traveling happened last summer. I was in Brussels, Belgium, trying to get back to San Diego. I packed my things and headed to the train station. My friend had told me that there was a train every 30 minutes or so back to the Flughafen, or airport. But when I arrived at the station, I could see from the departure times that a train had actually just left, and it was going to be a long wait before the next train came to the Chile station. But I had noticed on the way in that there was a large bus outside loading the final suitcases that had a large Flughafen graphic painted on the side. I cheerily hopped aboard. Little did I realize that the bus actually carries its passengers to an entirely different airport on the other side of the city. Unfortunately, I missed my flight. I told the story to illustrate how difficult traveling can be. No matter how prepared you might be, there might be uncertainties that can catch even a prepared traveler off guard. These tricks I'm about to share are no substitute for experience, but hopefully they can help you plan affordable trips and explore what the world has to offer. To begin traveling, I will start with the first step I use, booking the flight. Skyscanner is the best site I have found for booking purposes. They compare all the airlines and prices on one screen. When I've traveled in Europe, I often find cheap booking sites through airlines such as EasyJet, Ryanair, or Wizz Air. When booking a flight on a low-cost carrier, it's important to realize, anywhere in the world by the way, that they attempt to make up the difference through extra fees. Unless absolutely necessary, restrict yourself to one carry-on. Keep in mind that different airlines have different policies, so be sure to read carefully. And to save space, be sure to roll your clothes instead of folding them. If you bring more that can fit in your carry-on, you can always just wear it too. They can't charge you extra for the clothes you have on. What to bring? Some travel essentials beyond the bare necessities are jeans, a bathing suit, and adapters for the destination. What not to bring? Beyond high voltage appliances, many travelers simply just bring too much stuff. Most of the stuff you can bring can actually be bought where you're going. Second, once you arrive in your destination country, you have to navigate from the airport to your area of residence. Keep in mind that you probably won't have internet services available on your phone because they are extremely expensive when traveling internationally. In many large cities, there is a subway or rail system to the central districts of the city. Pick up a map and study how you can get there. Don't be afraid to ask a stranger for help. Many locals are happy to help a visitor to their city. Remember that the units on the signs, though, will now be in kilometers instead of miles. However, at some destinations, the airport infrastructure is not yet developed and visitors will be required to take a taxi to reach the city proper. Taxis can be dangerous for someone unfamiliar with the region. First of all, never take a cab from one of the drivers in the airport lobby. Don't agree to get in a car you can't even see. Many airports also charge taxis for entering the airport grounds, providing an easy opportunity to save some money at some airports if it's easy to leave the premises on foot. At other airports, there's a line for taxis. It's usually a smart idea to wait in this line to ensure the legitimacy of the cab. Before traveling to the country, do a quick study on the cab culture. In some countries, you can negotiate the rate before you even get in the vehicle. Others will prefer to go by the meter. When I take a cab, I always try to keep my bags out of the trunk and in the passenger compartment of the car. Bags in the trunk could possibly be used as a ransom against you if the driver later decides to charge extra. Keep a map with you and watch the turns the driver makes. Too many turns are usually a bad sign. Also, be wary of purported shortcuts, as they could potentially be very expensive. And if you find yourself driving through a safe area with other cabs around, remember, you can always just get out. Finally, I'm going to talk about how to find a place to stay in a city. It is 100% worth it to research and book before you go to an unfamiliar place. The sites I like to use are Hostelworld, Airbnb, and Couchsurfing, and they each have their own perks. When I go to a foreign city, I'm usually not spending too much time in the room, so I prefer to save my money for other activities. I personally prefer using Hostelworld because hostels are filled with like-minded travelers and a great resource for making friends in the city. Additionally, hostel owners usually know a number of great spots to see. You can find a good hostel through a combination of researching travel blogs, Google Maps, and Hostelworld itself. It can also be important to check how far the hostel is from public transportation in the city. There's so many more tricks I'd like to share, but I can't cover everything in a 5-minute speech. That's why I'm in the process of creating this website right here. I hope that it can be a valuable resource and blog site for people to share useful information they've learned through their travels. Thank you.